Hello and welcome to Chocolate and Cheese. My name is Dom and...
My name is Lulu.
Okay.
Welcome.
We are back. It is Monday the 20th of April. It's very good to actually have a watch on my wrist for a change so I know what day of the week and what date it is. I think that's fantastic. We are talking about some English facts. Okay, we're talking about the English language, and we've got a couple of very interesting facts about the English language, and I've actually collected 14. So it's not going to be a top 5, top 10, but a top 14 of interesting facts about the English language.
Okay.
Shall we start straight away?
Yeah, please.
Okay, number 1. 1 billion people actually speak English. That means that 1 out of every 7 people that you meet in the world actually speaks English.
Oh.
Which makes knowing English very, very useful. So, because you can communicate. I mean, we obviously knew that, but I didn't know it was that many people.
Yeah.
1 billion people. Number 2, 80% of information stored on all computers in the world is in English. Again, 80%. That is really incredible.
Is really a lot.
It is. Number 3, the longest common English word without any vowels. What do you think that is? There's a word. Which one is the longest word without any vowels? What's the?
I have no idea.
It's actually rhythms. Rhythms. The word rhythms. Yeah, there is no vowel in there, and that's apparently the longest word you can create. So if you like to play Scrabble, if you like to impress your friends or family at home, you can impress them with that fact. Longest word, rhythms without vowels. Number 4, a new English word is created every 98 minutes. That's, like every 1.5 hours, there's a new word coming out, which again shows you very, very clearly that language is an evolving, breathing, living thing. You know, it's not just, you have I don't know, like 50 million words and that's it. No.
So what's the newest word?
I have no idea. Actually, we're going to talk about some new words a little bit later on. Okay. But it really makes you think, because if you read like books from like 100 years ago, for example, you come across so many different words that we don't use at all. I mean, very often I have no idea what this word means because at that time people used it. So, just as many words, are being newly created, I'm sure that there's also many, many words which just are not going to get used anymore because they're so out of fashion. So that's quite interesting. Number 5, this is very interesting. 89% of people in Sweden speak English. That doesn't surprise me. I had loads of Scandinavian friends, and they all speak really, really good English. I'm surprised. I mean, I went to school with some people, and sometimes I thought they were English, because they're really have a wonderful pronunciation as well. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Number 6, the word mortgage comes from a French word.
Mortgage.
It actually means death pledge. Okay, so death promise. And so it's so clear. Mortgage, it has the word mort in there, which is the French word for death.
Yeah.
And the reason what that word really means is the deal that you have with a bank when it comes to a mortgage is basically dead if you have repaid the money that you borrowed, or if you just fail to give the money back to the bank, so they're actually going to take your house, for example. That's a mortgage. So that's the reason why this is actually called. It's a death contract, really. Sounds really terrible, very, very mysterious. Absolutely. Number 7.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most commonly used noun in the English language?
Most
Most common noun. It doesn't surprise me. It's really, I use this a lot. We use a lot in everyday conversation. Not really, it's time. Yeah. So that is the most commonly used word in the English language. Number 8. There are more English words beginning with the letter S than with any other letter in the alphabet. So
I didn't get it.
Okay. Well, I think at the end of this, I'm going to get you a nice little dictionary. Okay. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. There are more English words beginning with the letter S than with any other letter. Okay, so most words start with the letter S. Think of some words now.
Speed,
exactly. I mean, you will always think of a word because there are just so many words starting with that particular letter. Very useful. Number 9, interesting. Nigeria has more English speakers than the United Kingdom.
Eh?
Yeah. which is again, if you think about, I think the United Kingdom, how many people living in there? I think at least about 60 million. Okay, and there are more Nigerian people who actually speak English than you speak in the entire United Kingdom. Really interesting. Number 10. The longest English word with just one syllable. Okay, so not two, but the longest one is screeched. Okay, so that's the past word, the past of the I forgot the word now. Verb of the verb screech. Okay, you're really hanging to my lips, aren't you? Lulu is so interested in those. Yeah, to screech. You know when the tires screech. You know? Yeah. Lulu has just learned a new word. Fantastic. Okay, number 11. Phrases. Very interesting. Phrases in English such as "long time no see," "no go," or "no can do." They are actually literal translations from Chinese phrases. You know, like when you say "no can do," like when somebody asks you for a favor and you say "no can do," or you say "oh, that's just no go." That's like a no go area. You know, don't even go there. This kind of stuff. Or "oh, a long time no see." This comes from Chinese phrases. You know, that's so apparently been borrowed from the Chinese. Number 12, and this relates to what you were saying before, about new words being created every 90 minutes. The word, the expression "lol." You know, lol. When people say lol, yeah. You know what that means?
LOL.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Funny.
Yeah, but what does it actually stand for? What does LOL stand for?
Lots of.
Oh, well, you could say lots of laughter, but actually it's laughing out loud.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why they say it. And that has actually been recognized in 2011 by the Oxford English Dictionary. So you can find "lol" in the Oxford. The dictionaries always take on these kind of words, that have become very popular in the uses of the English language. Number 13. This is probably my favorite. It's really good. The word "ironic" is the most commonly misused word in English. Now, the reason for that is because most people think they know what irony means, but they don't. And the funny thing, this really actually reminds me of a song by Alanis Morissette, the Canadian singer. She had this song about, "Isn't it ironic?" Blah, blah, blah. You know that song, yeah? Isn't it ironic? Yeah. And the horrible thing is that woman probably didn't know what ironic means. So everything that she says, for example, an old man won the lottery. The next day, he died. That doesn't rhyme at all. But this is really the lyrics, But actually, whatever she says, that's not irony at all. That's just unfortunate. Okay, so she's talking about things that are being very unfortunate, but not actually ironic. Now, just to educate Lou and educate the rest of the world, irony is just basically saying something, but actually meaning the exact opposite. That's what irony means, nothing else. Okay, so for example, if somebody tells you, you're at work and your boss comes in saying, "Sorry, you have to stay late, you have to work until 10 o'clock," and you say, "Brilliant." That's irony, because you're not excited about having to stay late, but you just say it. That's irony, So you're conveying something, you're expressing something with a word that actually means the exact opposite. Okay?
Or if someone wearing terrible lip colors, but I'm gonna say, "Hey, that's really nice."
Yes,
that's also
that's irony. That's ironic, But absolutely.
Yeah.
The last one for today. This is very interesting. I really didn't know that. What do you think the day is called after tomorrow?
Day after tomorrow.
Yeah. What do you call that one?
The day after tomorrow after.
No.
What?
Just the day after tomorrow. What do you call that?
Day after tomorrow.
Yeah, this is
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I'm not trying to be funny here. Okay, this is not a trick question.
It's tomorrow.
No. How can that be tomorrow? The day after tomorrow. What do you call this? What's the English word for that?
I have
Lou is so confused. It's brilliant. It's funny. Okay, now it's actually interesting. In German, we have a word for this. We call it übermorgen. Yeah. And that's very, very similar to the actual English word, which I've never heard before. It's called overmorrow. Overmorrow. However, this is hardly used because people generally say the day after tomorrow. When you make an appointment, and for example, today's Monday, let's meet on Wednesday. that would be the day after tomorrow. So that you don't actually use just one word, you use a phrase for that. But there is the word overmorrow. And I think that should be the new word that we should use more often. So please, when you have listened to this episode, don't use the phrase the day after tomorrow, just say overmorrow. And let's see how quickly that runs through the internet and becomes the latest craze on the internet. Yeah. Okay, we shall be back when?
See you overmorrow.
Maybe.